Hey. Let's watch this then to get some lore on the whole VTuber situation, dude. I didn't really know who this was about, but I guess now that we're getting into the Neuroverse, this is about Camila. It's a Mujin video from about 8 months ago called How a Stalker Broke Into This VTuber's Home While She Streamed.
In 2009, the U.S. Department of Justice released this special report titled Stalking Victimization in the United States, in which, during a 12-month period, they found that an estimated 3.4 million people age 18 or older were victims of stalking.
Jesus. Wait, 3.4 million people just of age 18 or older is actually crazy.
Were victims of stalking.
Wow.
The CDC in 2022 then released a study that they conducted from 2016 to 2017 about the same topic. They claim that over 13.5 million people got stalked in that 1 year duration. That includes both male and female, as well as minors. This study helped show that stalking was a growing and very concerning.
Wait, so if you add people that are below 18, it goes up by 10 fucking million? Oh, there's some fucking weird people in this earth, man.
Problem. And it wasn't stopping anytime soon. Now, according to the United States Department of Justice, stalking is classified as a crime in all 50 states in the United States.
As it should be.
And while the definition of stalking is well laid out here, saying that it generally involves repeated visual or physical proximity, non-consensual communication, and verbal, written, or implied threats, the process for a victim to prosecute their aggressor is extremely vague.
I've heard this time and time again, especially from content creators, because typically content creators like VTubers and female content creators especially get stalked quite frequently, which is very sad. Basically, what a lot of people get told is you have to wait for them to actually do something to physically harm you before we can do anything about it. How fucked up is that?
Very hard and very expensive. And the worst part is, even after you prosecute, the results will be way less than satisfactory. And that grim reality isn't just for the average normal person. A good example of that is what happened with Ariana Grande and an absolute crazy unhinged stalker. He had made nearly 100 visits to her mansion and even brought a deadly weapon on one occasion. This was all after she had placed a restraining
I've never heard about this one.
order on him. Just think about this for a second, okay? Almost 100 visits under a restraining order. That's insane. On January 2024, very recently, he got put in a state prison for 3 years and 8 months. And unfortunately, it's not.
Honestly, maybe that is long enough. I don't know. I'm thinking like the whole purpose of putting someone in jail, especially for stuff like this, right, is rehabilitation. That's it. Yeah, I think that's probably long enough. And if it's not, fucking throw him back in jail.
Not too hard to guess what he's going to do as soon as he gets out of state prison in 2027.
You would hope that 3 years and 8 months in jail is enough time to learn from your mistakes, right?
That's the reality of having to deal with a stalker. And unfortunately for the VTuber Camila, this is a reality she had to live through very recently. You see, not only was there a stalker she had no idea about that was after her, but as she was streaming, he had showed up to her house with a sledgehammer and tried to destroy her bedroom window. She had to run to her mother, and they had to hide until the police came to her house. Make no mistake, this is a nightmare scenario. But how could a VTuber so conscious about privacy,
Camilla's not a minor, right?
so careful with her personal information, get a stalker that found her address? Well,
Jesus.
It turns out that he used a tracking device in one of the most unexpected and dirtiest ways possible.
What?
Let's talk about it.
Wait, like an IRL tracker device?
I love good character.
Okay, that is certainly a placement for a sponsor, Mujin. Jesus Christ.
Device in one of the most unexpected and dirtiest ways possible. Let's talk about it. I love good character.
Yeah, he used a tracking device in one of the most dirtiest and inconspicuous ways possible. Through Raid Channel.
So as I mentioned, Camila is a VTuber. She started gaining a lot of traction back in 2022 and has been streaming ever since. And today, she is well known among the VTubing sphere, being part of a larger friend group that has some of the most successful VTubers in the industry. Now look, people become VTubers mostly for two reasons. The first one is privacy. You don't have to show your real face at all, and yet you can still show.
I feel like almost every time I see Bow in a random ass screenshot or clip, she looks goofy as fuck. And I think it's just because it's harder to find a normal looking bow image than it is a goofy looking bow image. And I fucking love that for her.
Show expressions to your audience watching you. That's why many VTubers are very reluctant to share personal information, because they value their privacy. The second reason can be more attributed to the fact that it's just cooler to not be yourself.
True.
This can be seen in the fact that many VTubers have lore or a backstory. Like, oh my god, look, this VTuber is a descendant of like some ancient dragon or something. Or, oh my god, look, no wonder she farts so much. She's the reincarnation of the goddess of farts. Or something. I don't know. That's usually how VTuber backstories go.
Story. It's pretty cool.
While VTubers do value privacy a lot, it doesn't mean that it's all cut and dry. This is where things get tricky. Fan meetups.
God, not VTuber.
There's a lot of fans out there that are interested in meeting their favorite VTuber, but how does a VTuber so centric on privacy meet up with their fans? Well, there's two ways, okay? And the first one is fairly creative. It involves the fan meeting up, well, with the VTuber, right? As you can see, there's a camera right here, so the VTuber can see the fan reacting and interacting.
You know what's kind of crazy as well, guys? I'm gonna keep it a buck. A lot of people don't understand this, right? And they don't get why people would actually go to meet the VTubers like this, because it's not like you're actually meeting someone in real life. And I kind of get that as well. However, the VTubers themselves are actually getting a cool experience out of this as well, right? Like, me and any other streamer, we can just go places to meet up with fans and stuff whenever, right? If we go to a convention, we can meet up with fans, and it's no different than what you see on the screen right now. But you can't really do that with VTubers that want to stay anonymous. So the VTubers themselves get into experience a meet and greet through the screen and like being able to see their fans and speak to their fans. I think people neglect to think about that side of it instead of just seeing the one-sided community aspect. Like, you've got to look from both POVs, right? I think it's a really cool thing, personally.
And the fan, just like when they're watching the streams, can see the VTuber reacting as well to everything going on. Now, obviously, this isn't everyone's cup of tea, and I would say, like, only the biggest VTuber fans would be into this kind of stuff, but hey, it's something for someone who's so privacy-centric.
I think it's fine for people to be like, I don't understand that. Like, I really don't get it. Like, going to see a fucking iPad. Yeah. I mean, that is what it is, realistically, right? You're not actually meeting someone in person, but I ain't no one to shit on someone else's parade, dude. Like, if you enjoy that and you want to do it, fuck it, bro. Don't let someone else rain on your parade.
Centric. Or for someone who literally cannot make it due to health reasons, like Iron Mouse. The second way, though, is saying, fuck it, I'm going to go to the convention anyway. And that's actually what a lot of VTubers end up doing, especially for TwitchCon, because not only do they get to meet their fans, they also get to meet their fellow streamer friends.
Indeed.
They'll typically wear a mask so that they hide most of their facial features if someone else is streaming or taking a picture they're not aware of. And in pictures they're aware of being in, they'll still blur their face or add an emoji censoring it or whatever. Camila actually falls in that category. She would rather go to the convention to see her fans face to face, hug them, interact with them, talk to them, than to see them from a screen. She has many stories of how she would hug fans, for example, and they'd be shaking from excitement, or how she would receive some of the cutest handmade gifts in person. But unfortunately for her, it was one of those fan interactions.
Hey, here's a tracking device.
That ruined everything. That was the day where she had no idea that she had met her stalker and that he had placed a tracking device on something that she could have never imagined. The stalker would bide his time, and he wouldn't strike immediately. It was only on November 2nd, 2024, while she was streaming, that he decided to make his move and completely impede on her privacy.
Guys, why the fuck are they all saying ban bow?
This is the moment where it all happened. Watch.
Lena's is so cute too. Oh my god, look at her little, like...
Jesus. Christ.
Hold on.
That's some scary fucking shit, dude. The music.
That was the stalker.
Oh, God.
And the very loud sound, that was his sledgehammer. After she got up and muted the microphone to check up on the noise, the stream suddenly ended. Now, obviously, everyone was extremely worried.
I love when people, I'm sorry, I fucking love when people do these stupid-ass emote combos, dude. No matter what it is, but it's like 3 emotes, but they all make sense. I fucking love that shit.
This is when she would tweet out an update saying this. Someone during the evil stream yesterday knocked on my window and then went away, so I assumed it was nothing, but turns out it wasn't nothing because someone tried breaking into my home during my stream just now. So the day before, she was collabing with another streamer. She wasn't actually streaming herself. She heard a knock on the window and she assumed it was nothing because she looked at her camera feed and saw that there was no one there. But no, as she saw the next day, someone was there and they had a sledgehammer. Now look at this. Someone replied with, "I'm so sorry that happened. Install extra locks and have extra cameras around the house really helped me after we got broken in ourselves. Hope this would never happen again to you." Camila replies with, "We have every defense mechanism you can think of. Motion detectors, strong windows, really loud alarms, panic button, and weapons.
Shotgun.
Just unfortunate still." So she was well prepared, right?
Fuck yeah.
And yet the stalker still caught her off guard. That's how it works. You can
She's in the
prepare for
US,
the worst
right?
all you want, but when it happens, it's not going to make it any less shocking. It's a very
one
rough
of these.
reality. She then tweeted this: "The cops have already dealt with him. We are
Nice.
okay. W to the panic button on my desk."
It is a really fucking sad world when you work from home doing fucking content creation and you have to have a fucking panic button installed on your desk. Holy shit.
So now the cops were involved. Then she said this: "We finished talking to the officer. Considering the person only ever interacted was when I was live makes him believe it was a stalker. He also said the guy kept repeating, 'She's my friend, it's okay.' So it
Creep.
seems that when a stalker is
Jail.
caught, he'll always go for the excuse, 'Oh no, don't worry, she's just a friend.'
Jail.
But buddy, you showed up with a sledgehammer. What are you talking about, a friend? Get the hell out of here. You have a
It's like that fucking Family Guy episode, bro. That it's like, I can't remember the situation, but it's like Meg gets a boyfriend or something, and Peter's like, I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him. I just want to shoot him. It's like, fucking hell, what do you mean you're just a friend? You got a fucking sledgehammer, bro.
sledgehammer and tried to break her window, you idiot. Oh my god. The biggest shock
Insane.
came a couple of days later when she tweeted out a crazy revelation saying, hey VTubers, make sure you guys are checking convention gifts for tracking devices before taking them home with you, or you too could end up just like me. Some more info from the police to answer more questions. He is arrested. He admitted to planting a device in a gift he gave me. I will share more about what exactly happened on stream. A family member will be escorted with an officer into the house at some point to give my giant container of gifts to give to the police. I am not home and I do not plan on returning home for a little. I have acquired a temporary pewter to stream for the time being. So yeah,
Pewter.
crazy bombshell, right?
Jesus,
a
dude.
tracking device in a gift that she was given in a
Does she
convention.
show
Something
what
she
it
thought
was?
was heartwarming ended up being her worst nightmare. This made a huge impact in the VTubing scene, and now everyone will be very, very careful on what they end up.
I remember the thing with the parasocial weirdo who charged at Sinner, Emmy, and Valkyrie, but with a knife? Was it with a knife?
Accepting at conventions, which is unfortunate, right? But all it takes is one terrible person to ruin a good thing for everyone. That's exactly what just happened here.
Jesus,
Camila then
dude.
went live from a different location to tell her community about what exactly happened and update them on the situation. She said that the stalker showed up with a sledgehammer, tried to break into her house. She then pressed the panic button on her desk, which notifies the police, and went into hiding with her mother. They hid in a room and they had a weapon. She had a gun. And yet
Those
they
kind of
were
devices can be bought for dirt cheap. It's actually insane. Really?
still terrified. The cops showed up after 10 minutes, arrested the stalker, and spoke to her briefly because she was packing her bags and telling her family that they have to leave. She gave her number to the officer and he updated her. The stalker had admitted to putting a tracking device into one of her gifts. She said that while it
Please tell me this stupid motherfucker went to jail, right?
breaks her heart, she's not going to be able to accept any gifts moving forward. She's also not going to do any fan meetups moving forward as well. At some point, she also broke down crying because this home meant a lot to her. She had built it from the ground up with her family and it was their dream home, and now it's ruined. She doesn't know if the stalker told his friends about her address or if that's the only gift with a tracker. She can never feel safe there again. And even though it's her and her family's dream home, she has to move now, and she's not going to say where.
Man.
She was open about living in the state of Arizona, but she's not even going to reveal the state she's moving to, which is,
Good.
of course, a good thing. She shouldn't.
She shouldn't.
But what's really weird here is that in the
The thing that fucking sucks though is that she feels she can't. Not that she shouldn't, but it's that she feels she can't.
beginning of that stream where she was
Fucking
explaining
sucks,
all
bro.
the details of the break-in, while talking, her phone all of a sudden started revealing her location unprompted. She screamed so that no one could hear it. It's going to be pretty loud, so brace, but watch.
So I encourage any other streamer and VTuber to please invest in that kind of stuff. If you have the money, it's It's very worth it.
Christ.
Why did my iPhone just try to read out my location?
Why is it a thing that your phone can even fucking do that without you literally like clicking a button on it or like going through security? Fuck that, dude.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god. What
Jesus.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's terrifying. Especially after what she's been through. That's fucking terrifying.
Phone!
So look, I have an
God.
iPhone. Sometimes when I say the word seriously, Siri just starts yapping to me for no reason. But this is obviously ridiculous, right? For Siri to just straight up say her location, her new location, the one she went to after leaving her home.
With all the websites demanding IDs from creators, things will get more risky for VTubers as well. You're not wrong. The internet censorship to protect the children is going to put a lot more people in harm's way and not protect the children in the fucking meantime. It's kind of crazy, right?
That's crazy. Now, some people have commented that some trackers can break into smartphones and act as another form of a tracker via Wi-Fi or hotspot and can activate Siri for the iPhone. This person commenting had their ex do that to them with a broken AirTag by a virus.
That's insane.
So first off, that's really creepy. I had no idea someone could do that. And second, I really hope that's not what's happening to Camila right now, but it sure as hell is very weird for the iPhone to act up like this. But one thing is for certain, Camila has been scarred for life now, and there are still many questions we don't have answers to. Like, did the stalker tell anyone else about her address, about what he's about to do? How many other VTubers are victims of this without knowing it? Actually, you know what? I don't want answers to these questions because they'll just creep me out even more. I just hope that she can stay safe and that the move to a different place won't be too hard. It really sucks that she had to give up her family dream home just because of one creep.
She'll be able to make another home a dream, though.
That he deserves.
I believe
Guys,
it, dude.
Please be safe out there, okay? And I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is. Love you so much.
We really are just friends, I swear. It's just a prank, bro. Yeah, what a fucking freak, man. God damn. I'm glad she's okay. I would not ever want to be in that situation.